Let me tell you all a story about a man called Daniel. Now Daniel, he's a family man, an average man. He's got a basic job in a warehouse, moving one box from one place to another. He doesn't get paid much, maybe minimum wage. Daniel comes home one day and his partner has left him, took his kids. Daniel is in despair, doesn't know what to do. So Daniel does what most men do, and phones his now ex-partner. She then gets a non-molestation order against him to say that he's not allowed to contact her. Now Daniel, he's never had a non-molestation order before, he doesn't even know what one is. So Daniel then, he becomes desperate, he's missing his children, so he goes and knocks on her door. Where she thinks that she is. Maybe she's at her mother's house, so she's knocking on the door. Turns out she is at her mother's house, but she doesn't want to come downstairs because she doesn't want to explain to Daniel in the correct way why she's left, or be adult about it and have a conversation with him. So Daniel then goes home, cries himself to sleep because he hasn't got his kids. Wakes up in the morning with a knock on his door, and when he opens it, it's a policeman. Daniel, yeah, that's me. Was you at this address last night? Yeah, I was, yeah, my missus has left me. I just wanted answers. I haven't seen my kids, I'm worried. Okay, you've broken a non-molestation order, you're under arrest. What? Daniel then gets taken to the police station. Daniel then gets released from the police station. Daniel then realises exactly what a non-molestation order is and how serious it is. Daniel then realises the only thing he can do is now take her to court. So Daniel does the next step and goes to see a solicitor. It costs around about £100 or £150 an hour for this solicitor. Daniel now, he's not only in despair and stressed about not seeing his children and when he's next going to see his children, but he's now stressed about how he's going to pay his bills for the next month because, he's got added expenses. So what does Daniel then do? Daniel goes to court. Now, she's now claimed domestic violence. Now, in a family court, you don't need proof, you don't need a police report, you don't even need a photograph evidence. You can claim domestic violence. And the reason why you claim domestic violence is because her solicitors would advise you to do it because you get legal aid. That's the only way you can get legal aid in a family court. So poor Daniel, on minimum wage, has to pay full whack for his barrister, for his solicitor, or even for the court fees, just to have a court date. And yet his ex gets everything paid for. Now, the first thing they bring up in court, Daniel's now a danger. Why is Daniel a danger? Because Daniel broke a non-molestation order, even though Daniel didn't know what a non-molestation order was. Next thing that was said is Daniel forgot his children's birthday. Daniel didn't send any birthday presents. Well, how could Daniel send birthday presents? Because there's a non-molestation against Daniel. What would you like Daniel to do? If he so much as walks in your direction, he's going to get arrested. So could you imagine what would happen if he sent things to your address? Daniel doesn't want to do that. So I haven't told you all what Daniel looks like. I haven't described to you what Daniel's about or what his interests are. So let's now imagine Daniel with tattoos and big arms. Let's say Daniel is into fitness. Straight away it's going to be in court Daniel said to take steroids. Let's say Daniel does take steroids, but he's never been a danger to children, never been arrested in his life, but straight away he's criticised for taking steroids. Let's say Daniel doesn't take steroids. He's got a physique. The barrister, her solicitor, is still going to accuse him of taking steroids. They're still going to accuse him of being a danger because he's bigger than the average man and he's got tattoos. And of course, your partner is going to be scared of you in arguments, Daniel, isn't she? Look at you, you're twice the size of her. No. Have you ever had arguments with her, Daniel? Well, yeah, of course. Every couple has arguments. Have you ever lost your temper, Daniel? Well, yeah, I've slammed my door and called her a bitch once, the kitchen door. Oh, you slammed doors, so you're into domestic violence? No, that's not domestic. I've never hit her. Do you know what domestic violence is, Daniel? It can be abuse as well. It can be shouting. Well, no, I've never done domestic violence. So you didn't shout, you didn't swear. So you're lying, Daniel. Well, no, so you're a liar and you do domestic violence, Daniel. And then poor Daniel is then what they call a sitting duck. Now, let's say Daniel isn't a bodybuilder. Let's say he's got a hobby. Let's say his hobby is fighting, legally fighting. You know, he's got a talent. He's a boxer. He's a pro boxer. Daniel, you know, he's got this this dream of becoming this career fighter. You know, well, again, now in the family courts, Daniel is yet again fucked because now he's classed as a professional fighter. Now he's classed as dangerous. Now, he definitely doesn't have a leg to stand on. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a story of Daniel. And that is probably the basic outline that you could possibly get, a beginner's guide, if you will, to the family courts. It's not fair. They say that it's equal for men now, that men have just as much rights as women. No, they don't. And to be fair, you can blame the police all you want for, you know, coming to arrest a man that hasn't actually done anything wrong. But then you've got to look at it from all sides. The women are in control. When they ring the police up, you've got to think the police are used as pawns. You know, if a woman makes an allegation, let's say she makes an allegation against Daniel, he's come round and he knocked on the door. Well, you can bet your life that she's going to tell the police on the phone he was kicking the door and shouting abuse. Oh my God, he's going to break in. So of course now you've got police that are travelling to your address. All they get told is what the dispatcher says on the radio, and they're probably getting told that a male with big arms, tattoos, or professional boxer is at a woman's address, kicking and shouting and trying to break in. So of course a policeman is going to turn up with his adrenaline pumping. You would, I would. But unfortunately, that's not all the facts of the situation. And when it turns up, you've got poor Daniel, he's emotional. He just wants to see his children. He can't get what he wants to get out. He can't express himself because he's upset. He's like a child that can't catch their breath. Any man would. He's a father, a loving father. And then of course, when it all goes the wrong way, it goes against him in court again. I hope you can all learn from Daniel, and I hope women that watch this can, if they're about to go through this same procedure, can maybe see it from Daniel's point of view and see that there is a point to this story. Anyway, in the end, Marley, come on! In the end, Daniel won, and Daniel got to see his kids. But Daniel also had to sell everything he had. Daniel also went depressed. It also took a toll on Daniel's health. But you know what? They couldn't take from Daniel. They took his money. They took his health. In some cases, they could have took Daniel's house. But they never took his love for his kid. Now, even though Daniel is a fictional character, although he probably has some resemblance to some people out there watching this video, even though he's a fictional character, he's sort of a hero, really, isn't he? He's a proper dad. On that note, out for training, baby.